Welcome back to another episode of Watching the Game. I'm your host, Odeh, joined as always by my boys Idrees and Yunis. And another eventful past few weeks in sports, so let's just hop straight into it.
Sadly, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace are gone. A very sad day, very sad week this week.
Yeah, devastating. I actually cried.
Two legends gone. These are the guys who brought us Khalil Mack, Justin Fields, Akeem Hicks.
The MVP himself, Mitch Trubisky.
No, that fool too. Some great
One and
moments.
only MVP.
Some really great moments. 2018, greatest year for the Bears since they last made the playoffs in 2011, and then they made the playoffs again last year. But the pain from the double doink, the pain from Javon Wims not being able to catch an amazing play. It was.
That's probably Matt Nagy's best play call his entire 3 years.
His best play call?
Yeah, that play was awesome.
Yeah, more or less, Trubisky executed for the first time in his life. Javon Wims just couldn't catch it.
Oh man, what a painful game that was.
Now Nagy exits 35-22 record. Pace something like 49 and let me do my math. 49 and 64, something like that. Not great, but better.
I honestly didn't think we would fire Pace. I thought we would make him a draft only personnel type guy, but I guess nope. I guess not.
It had to be done, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, we're on to a
I feel like the root.
onto a new era now. Got a lot of.
I just hope they don't try and do try and find the next Bill Belichick, where he's the head coach and GM.
Yeah,
Ted Phillips and Mr. McCaskey need to find the right man for this job. They can't just hire somebody off the street.
Bill Polian putting in some good work, bro. We got a lot of good GM candidates out there. Head
Who the hell
coach
is
is
Bill Polian?
harder. Unless
He's like an advisor.
Unless
to
you get Jim Harbaugh
Gaskin.
or Flores with a good OC, no head coach hire is going to be great. So you just need to find the best guy. Whereas GM, you can't go wrong. Got some really good GM candidates. Ed Dodds, Rick Smith, Kwesi Adolfo Mensa. What's this? There was someone else. I was saying. There's a fourth candidate I really liked. Rick Smith, Ed Dodds, Kwesi Adolfo Mensa.
Morocco Brown.
Promise you, if there is someone listening, no one knows. The person listening does not know these names. I think you can just move on.
I had it written down somewhere here. Bill Polian is putting in work, is what I'm saying.
They're getting these interviews in,
yeah, there we go.
but they need to pinpoint the correct man.
Omar Khan, there you go. Yeah, if we got one of those four guys, I'd be ecstatic. Even if we didn't get one of those four, of the 12 guys they're interviewing, none of them are really bad. So, hopefully, Bears will be in good hands, and better hands than the Vikings, the Giants, all these other bum teams without a coach. Stupid Dolphins firing Flores, Huge mistake. Go to the wild card round is also happening this weekend. First game, Cincinnati versus Las Vegas. They played in October or November, either one of those. They played earlier in the season. The Bengals wrecked them in Vegas.
But let's get this right. Your early season prediction was Las Vegas wouldn't make it to the playoffs. They would have a downfall. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Shut your mouth, alright? It's like you searched for my predictions just to make sure you could get me. Alright. I'm not sure how many correct playoff teams you had, mister. What is this?
More than you. Me and Odeh are the experts here.
I had one.
Wait, I forgot we did that. I want to see what do
I can remember who I picked to make the playoffs at least. I had.
Sure, I can.
Who I got right? I got the Buccaneers right.
I bet you nobody got the Eagles right.
I got the Rams. I got the Cardinals right. That's 3. That's I got the Bills right. That's 4. Chiefs 5. That's it. I only got 5 out of the 14 teams. Pretty abysmal.
I want to see my picks. I clicked the link that you sent a long time ago.
It's somewhere up there. Too many at everyone messages to sort through.
No, I found the link, but I don't know what to do once I find the link.
Click it.
Thanks. What without you? Yeah, I clicked the link and it just shows me the Week 18 game results.
Doesn't show you the predictions. Look at the records.
10-7 Bengals, 9-7-1 Steelers.
Okay, no, those are the right ones. Somewhere. Anyway.
This can't be.
Let me see.
You try.
I'll try. Looking, and it's loading. And yeah, it's not. Okay. Let me log in, maybe. That's the problem. This is Confucius.
Close it.
Okay.
We can do one for the playoffs though.
Oh yeah, that's true. So in terms of the Bengals Raiders game, I think Bengals should win easily. I think it'll be closer than it was last time. Last time they won by like 19. I think the Raiders are better now. It'll be a high-scoring game, but in the cold, Joe Burrow will be able to do enough to outperform Carr. I mean, ain't nobody on the Raiders is stopping Jamar Chase.
You think so?
Sounds
I mean,
right.
honestly, if I'm a Raiders fan, I'm just happy that we got this far. I'm not even expecting anything out of this game. You know, like the fact they even made it to the playoffs as the 5th seed after everything that's happened to them in this season is just absolute insanity.
And one great highlight to their year is their connection Derek Carr and Hunter Renfrow have established. Hunter Renfrow, one of the most underrated route runners in the league.
That boy's
One of the
a
best red zone targets.
Hunter Renfrow.
And I think that's a good point to move forward on.
Hunter Renfrow's a beast. He's the main thing keeping the Raiders going. With Waller been out the past few weeks, only just
former Clemson Tiger.
And Max Crosby, Yannick Ngakoue, they've been doing pretty well too. Nate Hobbs also a revelation. I think, like you said, the Raiders are impressive that they got here, but they're just not good enough compared to the Bengals, both offensively and defensively.
But I don't know, the Bengals are very inexperienced. We could see like a choke, almost like I don't think they're as good as the Ravens were from Lamar's MVP year, but we could see like a collapse on that, like sort of comparable to that.
I guess that is possible, but I believe in clutch Joe Burrow. He's never failed in a clutch game before.
Joe Shiesty.
It's the battle of who's the best team the Bears beat this season, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in agreement. Bengals, I'll say Bengals 34-24.
So Bengals 28-24.
Yeah, Bengals 24-14 in this cold Cincinnati weather.
I forgot it was cold, but I still think it'll be a decently high-scoring game. The next game, I think it's Bills-Patriots Saturday night. Matchup number 3 on the season. First game, the Patriots threw the ball all of 3 times and won the game in Buffalo. Extremely windy. Second time, the Bills won. Josh Allen went crazy. They were able to secure the division. So here's matchup 3. It's not going to be as windy as it was the first time, but it'll be.
But it's going to be super cold, though.
It'll be freezing. So
did you guys see the guy that said Josh Allen to take Viagra to keep his blood going during the game?
Well, that man is a fool. How does that man even... Mark Scott, I don't know how he still is allowed to talk on ESPN.
Why would he say that on live TV? What are you thinking?
He's a fool. That's what he is. Anyway, Josh Allen can play in the cold weather. So, Mac Jones can't. So, the Bills definitely have the advantage passing the ball. Running the ball, the Patriots have the big advantage. Defensively, both teams have very good defenses. So honestly, this one and the Monday night game are going to be the biggest toss-ups. I think the Bills will win, but it's going to be really close.
I agree. I wouldn't be shocked if it went either way.
I would be happy for both teams.
I think at
whatever the outcome is, I feel like both teams have been played really good this year, and I'd be happy for the winner.
I feel like
I'm almost kind of mad that these two teams play each other first round. I kind of wanted to see both make it far.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, it's gonna be which quarterback is gonna make a big throw late in the game. And Mac Jones has been good, but he's not good enough to be doing that at the end of the game yet. Josh Allen, he'll be able to do that.
Josh Allen is Josh freaking out.
I can't wait to see J.C. Jackson versus Stephon Diggs again. That'll be fun. If J.C. Jackson can win most of his matchups, I think the Bills' receivers outside of Diggs are a little bit overrated. So if J.C. Jackson can do good enough on Diggs, Josh Allen will struggle a little more than he'd like.
Cole Beasley will get
the Bills
unvaccinated
have
beast will go off. Don't worry about it.
That's cool.
the Bills have a decent receiver core. Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis, Emmanuel Sanders.
Boy, Emmanuel Sanders is 50 years old.
But
Yeah, he's aged a bit.
Judon is the X factor too. He was like going off.
Throw in
earlier.
Dawson Knox in the passing game.
Judon was going off a little earlier in the season. He cooled down the stretch. But I think he had like 12 sacks or something. He was really good. That was the stuff I like to see. So
What's the next game?
So I think this game, close to the end, I say Bills 21-20.
I can't keep agreeing with you, so I'm going to go Patriot 27-21.
What the frick?
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
21.
Bills.
I thought he said 41. I was like, what?
No, 27-21.
Bills winning 28-17.
Oof, don't think it'll be that close. Okay, on to the Sunday games. First up, Eagles Buccaneers. Honestly, all of the matchups except 49ers Cowboys happened early in the year. That's kind of crazy. Eagles Buccaneers. They played in Philadelphia on a Thursday night earlier this year. The Bucs were up 28-7 going into the fourth. The Eagles made it a game, but they ended up losing 28-22. I want to see the Eagles win, obviously, but I just can't see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
I will
The
say
Eagles have everything set up for them except their opposing quarterback. I mean, the Buccaneers are decimated. Last time they played, it was the Fournette show. I mean, you are playing a 44-year-old, 7-time Super Bowl quarterback, so in high doubt that they come up with the upset.
I will say the Buccaneers' run defense started as the best in the league this year. Then as injuries piled up, they got worse and worse and worse. So the Eagles are the best team running the ball in the league this year. So if they want to win, they just need to literally run the ball 75% of downs. Just stay with it the whole game. Don't force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball a lot. Keep Brady off the field as much as you can. Long, methodical drives. Score. Yeah, the Buccaneers will score. They'll match you. But if you can get these long, methodical drives, you can get the ball at the end of the game, you might have a chance.
Well, you have the number one rushing attack against the number one rush defense. I mean, the Buccaneers' defense is absolutely unbreakable.
No, they've struggled on the stretch. That's the thing.
They've struggled, but Vita Vea, Devin White, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, they'll get things going.
They better hope so. Darius Slay has been really good this year. And they're only going to have Mike Evans. Let's remember that. Godwin's out for season. Antonio Brown went crazy. You got their weapons aren't in general like decimated.
Yeah, Evans and Gronk, and then you got a bunch of third, fourth
maybe
stringers.
Fournette will be back. That's a far cry from what they had last year.
It's a big stretch if he plays.
Honestly, it'll be really impressive if Brady takes them to the Super Bowl again, considering they were a wild card team last year, but they were way better last year, I feel. The Eagles' defense? What was the Eagles' defense? How good were they? DVOA, they were... What was the login?
Well, the Eagles' pass defense ranked 11th.
That's not
And their rush,
UCLA versus Oregon.
Is it close?
ranked 9th. I mean,
25th in defensive DVOA. They're not that good. So, I mean, I don't really expect...
not a terrible defense, but not good enough to stop the GOAT.
Absolutely. So, I would say they have any chance, like I said, they got to run the ball, and hope Brady, lacking his weapons, isn't able to go crazy. But nonetheless, the Buccaneers are still supremely more talented, and they have Tom Brady. So it will be final score prediction: Buccaneers 27, Eagles 17.
We'll go 31-13 Bucks. Actually, no, 31-17. I'll give them 17 points.
I'm going with a large margin as well. Buccaneers with a statement win, 38-17.
All right, the next game we got the 49ers at the Cowboys, the only game that's not a rematch of a game earlier this season, I think, right? They didn't play each other this year. 49ers 10-7, Cowboys 12-5, I think. Yeah. Cowboys 12-5, snagged the 3rd seed. Dak having a great year, comeback player of the year. Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard making up a great rushing tandem. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb going crazy. And the defense taking the ball away a lot between Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs. So honestly, the two teams with the highest point differentials in the NFL this year were the Bills and the Cowboys. That wouldn't be a crazy Super Bowl matchup. I think
It would be a fun Super Bowl matchup.
they're
I want a shootout in the Super Bowl.
that game could definitely be a shootout. I think the 49ers, they got great of them to get into the playoffs. Deebo Samuel having an amazing season. Garoppolo doing fine with Trey Lance staring down. Nick Bosa coming back and having a great year. Fortunately, their secondary is definitely not ready for a game like this against Dallas's high-flying offense. And Garoppolo, you just know Garoppolo's going to throw like 2 interceptions to Trevon Diggs. He's like hot and cold.
Then he'll give up a 90-yard touchdown to Deebo. Good balance.
No,
I mean,
screen
the
pass
49ers have the firepower to do it. I mean, as you said, Odeh, they could easily pull one. A quick 90-yard drive, 90-yard touchdown. And they're one of the hotter teams in the league, riding a 5-game win streak and beating 3 playoff teams in the meantime. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a close one.
I think you mean 5-1 or something, because they definitely lost to the Titans that one game. That was like the last Thursday night game of the season. But you're right, they are hot. Definitely very hot. They were down 17-0 against the Rams. They came back to win in overtime. That was huge because otherwise they were going to miss the playoffs. So what they need Deebo Samuel to have another amazing game. You need Garoppolo to limit the turnovers because Cowboys, Trevon Diggs, he jumps a lot of routes. He plays really aggressive. That's what got him a lot of interceptions, but it's what also allowed him to give up the most yards in coverage. So you need to not throw it when Trevon Diggs is baiting you. You need to throw it when your receivers, whether it's Samuel or Ayuk, even Jawan Jennings beats him. Because he'll jump those routes, double move him. That's what you need to do. Make him watch double moves, let him jump on those, and then throw it deep.
Coach Idrees drawing up the game plan.
And then...
And honestly, for Dallas's defense and Dan Quinn, you just got to watch film from last week when they had the number 1 corner in the league on Jalen Ramsey. I mean, he did his best to lock him up, but Debo's just going to Debo on you.
You got to double team Samuel. Literally every time. Wherever he is on the field, put 2 guys on him.
You're facing the backfield.
Even then, have your 2 linebackers only focus on him. Not anything pass or anything. Like, nobody else on the 49ers is going to beat you up. Well, Kittle. I forgot about Kittle. Kittle, you throw a safety on Kittle, and then you double team Debo, and you hope that Kittle doesn't go too crazy on you.
You guys think Debo's an emerging Cordero Patterson in the backfield?
Way better than Cordero Patterson.
Way better.
But just in the backfield, obviously overall he's a much better player than Cordero. But in terms of conforming to a running back,
I mean, it's kind of insane. He had a few snaps at running back, and then this year they basically asked him for a few games to play it full time, and he has literally no problems with it. So Patterson, it took years for him to become up until this year he had decent runs, but he was never a good running back. Debo immediately was a good running back. It's kind of crazy. Every team needs a Debo Samuel. Big steal in the draft in fantasy for me in a few of my leagues. I can't believe he freaking at the beginning of the year he was ranked 95th and lower than Ayuk. What a terrible job by
Ayuk did fall off this year. Just a little bit.
Anyhow, Cowboys defense, they just need to use Mike Parsons in every which way so that Kyle Shanahan can adjust. Use him at linebacker, use him at defensive end, drop him into coverage. And then the 49ers defense, they need Nick Bosa to have an amazing game so their secondary doesn't get picked apart. This is a 90s rivalry rekindled here. And I'll say final score 31-28 Cowboys. Or 30.
I think this game could be fun. I'll go. I want to run an exotic score. 32-28 Cowboys. Actually, I don't think it'll be that high scoring, but one of these guesses will have to be right.
I'll go 49ers with an upset 24-21.
Okay, bold. Robbie Gold game-winning field goal, maybe? I'll take that.
Flashbacks to Cody Parkey.
Yo, never say that name. Okay, and then we got a Sunday night game, objectively the worst game. Steelers at Kansas City. They just got pummeled by Kansas City a couple weeks ago, 36-10, and Mason Rudolph had to come in.
And not only that, your starting quarterback, who's probably going to play his last career game.
All the stuff that he was saying.
Oh my God. You should not be saying that about your own team before a
He
playoff.
was being sarcastic.
No.
It's a terrible lead.
Nagy fell for it. He was like, what?
Maybe if you're being sarcastic, do you even say that?
I mean, listen, dude, bro's being honest. He knows the situation.
Situation.
I'm questioning the end to his career.
Well, I think the Steelers won't play that badly, but they will play badly. So
No, they're going to get absolutely destroyed.
something like 30-14, better than 36-10 for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're just overmatched everywhere. Theoretically, they could be able to score if they can throw Chiefs pass defense against deep passes was the worst in the league, but problem is Big Ben can't throw deep. So he's just gonna dump it off to Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool every time and hope they do something. Or Najee Harris might end up with 14 catches for 50 yards again. So there were some insane stat lines for Najee Harris this year, 10 catches, but only 50 yards receiving.
I mean, that's what happens when you play with a check down quarterback in his 38.
Roethlisberger dumps it off to Najee Harris, and he's got a long way to go for the first down. Steelers just, unless Big Ben finds the fountain of youth and can throw the ball deep, he's got the receivers for it, but he just doesn't have the arm for it. They're gonna lose. And the defense, they need Watt to have his greatest game ever. Even then, their defense is decimated with injuries. I don't see it happening. Chiefs just need to play their game offensively. Mahomes is coming into his own. Defense is doing well, too.
Hey, the Chiefs got hot at the right time. They're in their bag. I'd be surprised if it's another Super Bowl run.
I mean, they should be the favorite out of the AFC. Them, honestly, they and the Bills should be favored above the Titans.
I don't see the Titans making it past the second round.
Titans are on a bye. You fool. Look at this guy. He didn't even...
I said I don't see him. I said
that's what he means.
Second round, you bozo.
You know what? I heard...
Why are you trying to clown me? Hello?
All right.
He's not mentally there.
Whatever. All right. The fact is, Bills Chiefs should be the AFC Championship game. Well, honestly, the Ravens should have made it, but they got all those injuries. Bills Chiefs, but unfortunately, it's probably going to be the divisional round. Anyhow, we agree, blowout, but less of a blowout for the Chiefs against Steelers. Even Ben Roethlisberger.
No, screw it. The Steelers are going to upset them. They're going to muck up the game. The defense is going to play good. They're going to win 17-13.
TJ Watt.
Mahomes will demand the trade.
TJ Watt 6 sacks.
Yep, Minka Fitzpatrick 3 interceptions.
Yunis isn't gonna
Believe it.
predict that craziness, right, Yunis?
Of course not. Kansas City with another blowout win. If not blowout, I'll say the closest margin Pittsburgh in 10th would be a margin of 10. So maybe 31-21.
Alright, on to the last game, the Monday night game. Okay, there you can have Bulls, Grizzlies, Hawks, Bucks, and then an NFL wildcard game. Rams, Cardinals. Split the season series. Cardinals blew them out in LA in September or early October. And then the Rams came back, beat them in Arizona. That was what started the Cardinals losing streak. cost them the division, or they lost games they shouldn't have to the Lions and the Seahawks and even the Colts. They might get J.J. Watt back, but they're not going to get Hopkins back for this game. Frankly, I want to pick the Cardinals. I want to pick an upset. I had none of the games I picked, and the only one I really said there was a chance was the Patriots game. So, but the problem is Cardinals without Hopkins, they're just not the same. Watt will at least help their defense a lot.
And Arizona's defense is pretty underrated defense. They have a pretty good amount of weapons, and Byron Murphy, underrated safety with Buda Baker. Their pass rush is pretty good too, with the emergence of Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons is doing pretty well. Their lack of corners, they don't have a lot of corners outside Byron Murphy. That doesn't help them. That's why they needed Watt a lot. Pressure the QB, force him into mistakes. They haven't had that since week 8, week 7. They were undefeated with Watt, and then he got injured. They lost a bunch of games.
I mean, if they get Watt back 100%, you got to watch out for Chandler Jones as well.
The biggest X factor, guys. Come on, Eric Weddle coming out of retirement.
Bro, what the fuck?
To play for the Rams. I don't know how you guys are not talking about this.
You know what? I hope the Cardinals win and they just throw it deep on this man every play. Whose idea was this?
Why it's so random? Their safety play isn't even bad.
This man is not, apparently there's a lot of injuries, but instead of picking up a practice squad dude or a dude who's suited up for another team, you're gonna pick up this dude who hasn't played in 3 years. What do you expect is gonna happen?
Dude, this is what the Rams are thinking, man. This is a Marshawn Lynch type guy, but 10 times worse.
I mean, unless they sign him just to distract the Cardinals, oh yeah, we gotta prepare for this guy. Our entire game plan is to go with this guy. And
bro, even Marshawn, they signed him literally to just be like a goal line back. They didn't sign him to do anything besides that. And it was like a fan favorite thing. You really think Rams fans care that much about Eric Weddle? Okay, cool, he played for us a couple years ago. Marshawn Lynch was the Seahawks. That was literally just okay, let's amp up our crowd for these big games.
He's probably the only other player other than Andrew Whitworth that was on the St. Louis Rams.
Ew. Disgusting. The Rams, Stafford, he had a pretty good season, except for that tiny stretch of games where he threw a pick six, 3 straight games. They lost Robert Woods. They don't have Darrell Henderson, but somehow Cam Akers came back. Odell's been doing pretty well alongside Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year. O-line's held up. And the defense, Aaron Donald doing his thing, Jalen Ramsey doing his thing. The role players haven't been as good as they were last year, but they're still doing pretty good.
He's gonna come down to Stafford. Is he gonna play like Detroit Stafford? Actually, not even Detroit Stafford. Is he gonna play like Detroit, or is he gonna play how are we supposed to be playing?
No, I got this. Is he gonna play like Detroit Stafford, where he used to only throw it to Calvin Johnson and hope he'd get bailed out, or Detroit Stafford later, who actually became a pretty good QB, but had a terrible team around him?
That Padford.
Man, I really remember when everyone just thought Stafford was crap and he would just throw it up to Calvin Johnson every play. Wasn't inaccurate, but he's come a long way since. Kyler Murray needs to start winning too, so I need to see a big game from him, both throwing the ball and running the ball. Can also guarantee James Conner it's a touchdown.
James Conner had 18 touchdowns in 15 games.
That's efficiency right there. Very efficient.
So true. Alright, anyways, picks, come on. What do you got?
Well, as the second most, or even most interesting game of the weekend, very hard to pick. I think this game goes to overtime, and man, both teams missing a receiver, but obviously Robert Woods is less important to the Rams than DeAndre Hopkins is to the Cardinals. So I will say 31-30 Rams.
I also have the Rams winning. Well, we're going super high scoring. We go 45-41 Rams.
Damn.
Wow.
Just for fun.
I mean, I'd love to see a shootout, but don't think that will happen. I mean, it's still a high-scoring game. Rams 28, Cardinals 24.
So mostly agree, but can see ripe for some upsets in the 49ers game, Cardinals game, and Patriots game. Be a fun playoff round. Super wild card weekend. Woo!
Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
And then before we get out of here,
before I get
let's just
grouchy.
say...
UCLA and Oregon just went to overtime.
Oh yeah, I've been watching.
Must be
Oregon
nice.
sucks. They turned the ball over like 3 times in a row to let UCLA come back.
Great.
College basketball, guys. Also can't wait for the Bulls Warriors. We just got blown out on national television match tomorrow. That'll be fun. But like I said before we get out of here, good job, Georgia. You guys beat Alabama. Stetson Bennett did it, even though I thought they should have benched him for JT Daniels halfway through. But he threw that dime deep down the field to help them win the game. And then Brock Bowers scored, and he got the pick 6, and it was all over. Good job, guys. You beat them without Jameson Williams and John Mechie.
Now it's Purdue's turn. Seriously, say this stuff.
Get this guy.
No, Idrees, remind me, how many wins did Northwestern have this year?
Listen,
How many wins?
Look,
How many wins did Northwestern and Illinois have combined? Please, let me know.
Both teams are in a situation where, like, man, shut your mouth, alright?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Purdue
I'm
only
letting you
beat
guys know
Tennessee in a
now.
bowl game because the
Notre
refs
Dame
suck.
with a bounce back year. Notre Dame with a bounce back year with Marcus Freeman. Watch.
Nobody gives a damn. Notre Dame is ass.
Tell them.
Right,
Who needs Brian Kelly when you have Marcus Freeman?
Alright? They blew that Fiesta Bowl.
Alright, forget it. Just wrap it up. Get us out of here.
The Rose Bowl was fun. Alright, yeah, fine. I'll wrap you up so we can watch this game. We will be back next week. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Peace.